Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. We are winding down our volleyball previews. Just two more left to do here. We have the Astronaut War Eagles, and coming up a little bit later on in the week will be the Rockledge Raiders. In studio here today, I am very pleased to have the Astronaut War Eagles. And please help me welcome to the set Claire Pavick, Kimmy Tang, and Eliana Barnett. Did I do that right?
Yes.
Yes, I got it. Ladies, first of all, welcome. It's awesome to have all three of you here today. You're all three seniors, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Claire, let's start with you. You're the veteran. You've been here before, right?
Yes.
So you were here last year. I believe it was just you and Kylie, right? Mm-hmm. Kylie Redfern. So let's talk about last year. Go back to last year. You ladies had a successful season. What did you like about last year, and what do you think you need to improve from last year coming into this year?
Last year was definitely the best year I've had so far in my high school career. We all worked together as a team. There was never like a dull moment with any of us, and we went the farthest I've ever been. And things that are going to be different this year, well, Kylie, obviously, she's gone.
Right.
We have 3 new freshmen. And I think they're ready to step up and commit to the team. And I think we can go really far this year, and I'm really excited.
District champs last year. I mean, that's, how many years was it? 25 years since a district champ. What'd that feel like, Kimmy?
It felt amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your role, because last year I said, the game that we did, that you were player of the game last year. I said the new Queen of Aces. Talk a little bit about what your role on. First of all, I really like watching you play because I love how you're all over the court. So talk a little bit about your role on this team.
I would say like my main role is to be like the setter. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Especially in volleyball, like setter is like most likely like the quarterback like of a football team. So
right.
Like, they run the plays, But honestly, like a setter can't be anything without the passes.
Gotcha.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like I do get a lot of credit, but it's like because of like Eliana with like the defense and like Jerry, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what helps the most.
I was taught a couple of years ago that I was told this specifically by Jordan Patrick. Mr. Allen, setters don't get any love. Oh. So make sure before you move forward, make sure before you go forward, you're giving setters love from now. So I make sure I always do. I always want to make sure. Eliana, your role on this team this year, how do you see it?
I feel like I am stepping up as a leader more this year, and I feel like this team, we have a really good team this year. I feel like we can go far like we did last year, and last year was really fun. It was the best season I've ever had, and we really felt like a family.
You got that feeling, and I know you have 3 new freshmen on the team, and I know you're just not even 10 days into this thing yet in terms of the season. So we'll start with you with this question. What do you like so far about what you see from this year's team?
That everybody's determined.
Yeah.
So I feel like the freshmen are really willing to play their role and make a difference on the team. And we're all fighting for a spot. Like, nobody's guaranteed a spot on the team. And they prove themselves at tryouts, so I feel like they're wanting to step up this year and help out.
Yeah, I mean, next week at this time, you will literally be on a volleyball court playing against Key West.
Yes.
And that early season schedule is pretty tough. Key West, Holy Trinity, Satellite, Edgewood, Space Coast, and Trinity Catholic as well. Coach ain't pulling any punches there with that out-of-conference schedule. How about you, Kimmy? What is it that you like about what this team is doing right now?
Well, basically at practices, I love how much competition there is.
Yeah.
Because, last year we ran a 5-1, but I like it this year because we have, like, a bunch of new people coming in. Like, we have new passers, more setters, and we have more hitters as well. So I like how there's so much competition.
Coach, more relaxed this year because it's his second year back in, or is it a little more intense this year?
I think it's a little more intense because he expects more of us this year.
No, I like that, and I think you ladies are more than capable of shouldering that. I've seen the huddles. I like the approach that Coach Diego takes, and that's how I like to be coached. All right, let's find out a little bit about your summers. Obviously, volleyball consumes a major portion of your lives. Generally, I ask student athletes, do you play another sport? With volleyball players, the answer is generally no, because volleyball is 365, 24/7. I would assume that is the case for all three of you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So instead of me asking that question, let's just jump right to your summer. And who did you play club for this year, and where did you go?
I played for Cape Coast, and we went to Las Vegas.
Ooh.
It was my favorite.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. Okay.
And we went to Louisville, and we went to Nationals in Ohio.
Okay. Who was on your team?
Maddie Johnson, Riley.
So you were part of that team. At least you know where you're going. I asked somebody, they were like, I don't even know where Nationals was. What'd you like about Vegas?
Oh my gosh,
It's crazy. Is that the first time you'd ever been?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was. You're never bored. Like you can
No.
just walk the strip. So many stores, so many things to do. I wanted to ride the Red Apple roller coaster,
Mhm.
but when I tried, it was closed because of the wind.
What was your favorite casino in terms of like when you looked on the outside and the lights and the way it was you have the fountains, you have the Eiffel Tower, all of that. What was your favorite?
Definitely I don't know what it's called, but the hotel with the water show.
Okay.
It was so pretty, especially at nighttime with all the lights.
What is that? The Mirage? The Bellagio, right? The one from Billy Ocean's, the Ocean's 11, right? Well, how did you do?
We did pretty good.
Did
actually,
you?
Yeah.
Good. How about you, Kimmy? Who do you play for, and where'd you go this year?
I play for Apogee Volleyball Club.
Okay.
And we didn't go like out of, you know what I mean? Like we
Right.
didn't go, but we went to North Carolina.
What part?
It was like Bermuda Run, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you guys do?
We did good. We came in second overall.
Did you? Good.
Yeah.
That. People don't realize, like, when you come in second and third in these tournaments, people don't realize there's like 80 teams that compete in these tournaments. So when you do that, that's a major accomplishment. Eliana, how about you?
Cape Coast,
All right. What age group?
17.
Okay. Where did you go this summer?
We went to Vegas as well, and Chicago.
Okay. What'd you like about Vegas? Did you like Vegas?
Yes.
Did you?
I thought it was really cool. We actually got to ride the roller coaster.
Nice.
We did that as a team bonding after one of the games.
Very cool. So you got to see two big cities. You got to see Vegas and Chicago.
Yes.
What'd you like about Chicago?
We went to go see the Bean too, so that was
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you both plan to return to Vegas when you're of age to gamble? Yes. Okay. Yeah. You absolutely have to go back when you're of age, because the city's completely different when you're not. I went when I was 18, and then I swore I would go back, and then when I did, I went like 15 times as an adult. I'm telling you, it's incredible. Okay, so what I'm curious, tell me a little bit about you. I want to know about you off the volleyball court. Well, you know what? Before we get to that, how do you personally train? Like off the court? Like what do you do to prepare yourself for a club season? Like baseball players or even volleyball, they'll go to Uberzati or something. What do you all do to train?
I go to the gym with my brother.
Okay.
And one day to do arms, one day to do legs, and just like rotates back and forth. And then I also go to the beach courts in the summer.
What's a beach course?
Beach courts.
Oh, beach courts. I got you. Okay. I'm like, what is that? Is that something new? Go ahead.
And I just play with friends to just stay in it. And me personally, playing beach makes you faster, like on defense and stuff. So I just play beach and just improve myself to get faster.
Here's the new question when I interview volleyball players. What do you prefer, beach or the indoor game? Because it's split 50-50. Sounds like you like the beach game a little better. No, indoor?
Yeah, I would have to say indoor.
How about you?
I like indoor better.
Do you?
I like AC.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
You're right. You're going from my own heart there. I definitely hear you on that. How about you?
I like both. I like the intensity of indoor, but I also like how strategic beach is. So it's kind of 50-50 for me.
Now you're all seniors, so off the court this year, you're going to have a lot of things happening because you are seniors. The pictures, the prom, the grad bash, all of it. You know, and I've even asked some seniors this question, and the answer I get is, I just want my diploma to get out, you know. So, Kimmy, we'll start with you on this one. What are you looking forward to the most? I don't want to hear anything about volleyball.
Oh.
Personally, as a senior, what is the thing you're looking forward to?
Graduating and then being able to like pick whichever school I get to go to.
Have you narrowed it down?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And where do you see yourself in 10 years? What do you want to study, and where do you think you'll be in 10 years?
In 10 years, I hope to be in law school.
Okay.
I really want to become a lawyer.
Any particular type of lawyer, or just you want to be a lawyer?
Yes.
I got you. With the way we are today, criminal defense is always a moneymaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eliana, for you, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I'd love to be studying marine biology.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you looking forward to the most this year as a senior?
Probably prom and
Yeah.
homecoming.
You got your eye on a dress yet, or kind of know what you're after at this point?
Not yet.
Not yet. Do they come out every year? And this is crazy. My daughter's grown, and I can remember when she was in high school, and I didn't even want to know anything about the prom dress until I actually saw it. But it's like, do they come out with new prom dresses every year? Is it like a new fashion, or is it just pretty much the same and you have to find what fits you? Not size-wise, but style-wise.
Yeah, sometimes, a lot of the time they come out with new stuff, but it depends what's like in the stores.
I got you.
What's online. I mean, there's a bunch
It's crazy,
of options,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how does the prom dress shopping work these days? Do you all go together, or is it you and your mom? And how does that work these days? Is it friends, or is it moms and daughters?
I think both.
Both.
Yeah.
So it's like you and your mom, a bunch of moms and okay, I got it. It's almost like a wedding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you? What are you looking forward to the most this year?
Definitely the last homecoming in high school and the last prom. And I'm really looking forward to grad bash for some reason.
Now, for those that don't know, which is me, what is grad bash?
It's where you go to,
Like a park or something?
Universal.
yeah.
Okay.
You
Universal.
take your seniors, you have to obviously pay, but you go to Universal at like nighttime and you stay till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. something.
Really? That's awesome. Probably no lines, right? The ride, just fun. Yeah, I think I would look forward to that as well. We are here with Claire Pavick, Kimmy Tang, and Eliana Barnett here on Brevard Sports Network. This is the three seniors of the Astronaut War Eagles volleyball team led by Diego Perez. All right, ladies. Tell me about some other players on your team. You mentioned the three freshmen. Who are they?
One of them's Leslie. It's Leslie, Katie, and Anna.
Okay.
And they actually played for Kimmy's club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, who did you play club? Apogee, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Cape Coast. I know Beach. Tell me about Apogee. I think I asked you this question before,
Yeah.
but tell me.
It's like in Ticeville, Florida. And
Okay.
we started around like 2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's get to know you off the floor. Okay. When you're not playing volleyball, what are you doing? How are you relaxing? What are you doing for fun? Like, if I picked up your phone right now, what would you be listening to? Or does it depend on the mood, after a big match? So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So usually the music I listen to is like early 2000s.
Okay.
And I listen to a variety of music, honestly. It depends what mood I'm in or.
Okay. Now, when you say a variety, like when you say early 2000s, like who are you listening to? Like what would be a song you like? Off the top of your head? Or just a nice mix from the early 2000s?
A nice mix.
Okay, here's a question for you. You just had a really good volleyball match. You want to celebrate a little bit. You get to go pick wherever it is you want to eat. Where is that?
Probably Eliancitos.
Where?
Eliancitos.
Okay, so I don't know anything about this place. What kind of restaurant is it?
It's like a Mexican restaurant.
And what are you ordering?
Like an enchilada.
Okay, all right. Kimmy, how about you? What do you do for fun?
Sleep.
Yeah. I think, you know what? I think that's a very honest question. And you enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My mom hates it though. She like comes in, she pours water on me. She's like, "Get up."
Yep. I used to get that too. I know I hated getting water poured on me when I was, yeah, it drove me nuts. All right. Well, what about you? What if I picked up your phone? What are you listening to?
It's like there's a variety, so I can go from like I listen to Ice Spice a lot. So it's from that.
To what?
Ice Spice.
I Spy?
Yeah. Ice Spice.
Spice.
Yeah.
Like Spice Girls?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
Then, and then I'll like listen to Morgan Wallen. There's no like in between.
I gotta write this down. Is I Spice a member of the Spice Girls?
No.
Oh, she's not. No. So I just need to go. Just say, Mr. Allen, you just go check it out. Yeah, I got you. Okay. All right. How about you? Where's your go-to restaurant?
McDonald's.
What are you getting off the menu?
Usually I get a 6-piece chicken nugget with ranch because like McDonald's ranch is like.
I got you. It is the best.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Well, that leaves you. What are you listening to?
Me?
Yeah.
Definitely country.
All right. Who's your favorite country artist?
Cody Johnson.
Okay. All right. Cody Johnson. And where's your go-to place to go eat?
Beef O'Brady's.
What are you getting at Beef's?
They're garlic wings.
Okay. All right. That's Caleb's favorite. Caleb loves the garlic wings at Beef's. He absolutely. Caleb's a wing guy, a wing connoisseur, but he really is a big fan of Beef's. All right. Let's have some fun with the team. Who's the girl on the team that takes the longest to get ready? I don't care what's going on. Who is it?
Peyton Redfern.
That was fast. Now, I would imagine the last name Redfern sounds familiar. Obviously, Kylie's sister?
Yes.
Okay. What takes her so long to get ready?
She's just so slow. Like she'll just be like in her own world and
She's
like
a goofball.
on her time.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And who's the player on the team that's like the coach when the coach is not around? Like, you know, like when I played sports, like if the coach took off and the assistant coaches were talking, we'd slack a little bit. We'd relax a little bit. But then there was always that one guy or that other guy that was like, hey, come on, we need to be doing this. Who's the coach away from the coach?
I think it's Eliana.
Is it? It's you, huh? Yeah. Okay. All right. I hear you. Okay. And who's the wild child in a good way? The one I see you kind of do. Who is the wild child?
Jerry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ladies, what are your expectations for this team this year?
Definitely to win another district title and to go hopefully farther than we did last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would be bad. When's the last time? Do you know if this? Yeah. Wow. What are your expectations?
The same.
Same?
Yeah, same.
So tell me, I got to know about Coach Diego because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk to him in a minute. And I know he's sitting right here, but does he like to get out there and play? And is he any good?
Yeah, he
Is
gets
he?
a little upset when he messes up.
Does he really? Tell me something about him. Each of you tell me your favorite thing about him as a coach.
He's never sugarcoating it. He will tell you how it is, and he will push you to be the hardest person you can be.
And you like to, and yeah. How about what would you say?
My favorite thing about Coach Diego is everything.
Yeah.
He is the coolest person I know.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I like how he's tough on us because it really pushes us. He knows our potential. So when we are playing bad, like, he will push us to our full potential.
Now, remember, if there at any point in time this season is a losing streak and there's a little strife, because it happens, you guys are family, right? So, it's not always wine and roses. I'm going to send you a clip of this. Just remember what you said. As we get set to wrap up here with the Astronaut War Eagles volleyball team. Volleyball in this county, I'm interested to get your take on this, ladies, is so competitive now. And I'm going to talk to Diego about this, and I imagine it's a mixture of a lot of things, but is there a particular game you have, and you don't have to say which one it is, but is there a particular game you have circled on your schedule, or what do you attribute the level of competition to in this county being so good, and it continues to, like, your class will be better than last year's class? Why do you think that is?
I feel like there's more coaches coming in that know more of the game.
Right.
I feel like everybody's wanting it more. There's more fire and determination in every.
It's so competitive.
Yeah.
I just, you know what? I'm actually very upset because Thursday night they took and they moved, and football needs to get a grip here because they took and they moved 2 football games back to Thursday night. And there's a 4-team scrimmage going on at Merritt Island. I wanted to go broadcast, but we have contractual obligations with the football programs, some of the football, and I'm like, come on, guys. Friday night's your night. Let the girls have their night, right?
They need to get together.
That's exactly right. What will you remember most about Astronaut?
Like just in school or volleyball?
The school. That's a wild campus.
All the friendships that I've made ever since I came to Astronaut, I would have never thought that I would be like friends with who I am today.
Yeah, that's cool. That's well said. How about you, Kimmy? What will you remember most about Astronaut High School?
I like. How do I say this? I like the layout of our school a lot.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I love that 2-tier level and the gym. It's like I don't know, what are they, a luxury suite you go up into? It's like really, really neat.
If it was an outside camp, no. I can't do outside campuses. It's just too hot. No.
No?
I love AC.
No. You got to be in the air conditioning. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you on that, man. Believe me, I am. So how have you coped? So what do? You because, it's only been 123 degrees, it feels like, outside. How have you coped over the last couple of weeks?
Oh, my gosh. It's terrible because my car is, like, the worst car ever. Like, the AC hasn't been working.
Oh,
and,
no.
I showed up to practice late once because my car wouldn't start because of how hot it was. So I took my key out, and I don't know, you're not supposed to do this, but, I took water, and I, poured it all over the key, poured it in the car, and then I turned it on.
Did it work?
Yeah, it did, actually.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I found the ultimate, glitch.
Where did you learn to do that?
It was really hot in my car, and I had a bottle of water for practice. So I was like, "Hey, might as well."
Might as well try it.
Yeah, it's been terrible though. I'm sweating like.
So let me get this straight. You didn't read this anywhere. You just cooled your key off.
I was
That is awesome. I like that. How about you? What will you remember about Astronaut?
Definitely the friends, like Claire said, and a lot of the teachers. Just like the family that I've made there.
What do you like doing more? You like, okay, I'm trying to think of, okay, so you're a setter, right?
Yes.
That perfect touch set, obviously I know, but what do you like better? That perfect set or that dig where you just get that hand on the floor at the lad? What do you prefer?
Honestly, the perfect set.
Perfect set?
Yeah, I'm defense.
No? Okay. All right, I have to ask Coach Diego about that. All right. How about you, Claire? You like the big – listen, I know it's always good to be sportsmanlike, but when you get up on – and I've seen you jump pretty high. When you get up over top of that net and you throw one down on the lady on the other side, that could be somewhat you get some satisfaction. What do you like, a big kill or a big defensive play?
Definitely a big kill.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. You like that? You like swinging that arm and dropping one down? Mm-hmm. How about you, Eliana?
I don't really hit or set or any of that, but I love a good dig.
Yeah? Getting that hand on the floor underneath? Yeah. I can't, I was talking to a coach the other day. I said, I've come to learn a lot about the game of volleyball. And she goes, yeah, at least you don't say spike anymore. So if I asked you to tell me one thing that everybody should know about your team this year, what would that one thing be?
That we're determined and we're fired up. So
you're ready.
Yes, we're ready.
And you're ready to repeat as district champs.
Yes.
One thing about the character of this team this year that people should know.
we never give up.
No?
Nope, we never
Ever.
give up. Never.
And one thing about the program that Coach Diego is putting together from start to finish, what's one thing about the astronaut volleyball program people should know?
There's no, like, Diego will push us to the hardest person. He definitely came in and changed a lot. And I think that's why we got as far as we did last year, because losing's, like, not an option to any of us. We're all just all in it.
I like it. Ladies, you've done a terrific job. Can you believe we've been doing this for 30 minutes already?
No way.
Yeah, true
Time goes
story.
by when you're having fun.
Absolutely, we have. Ladies, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm excited to come up. I just need to talk to somebody up. Well, you know what? We got a new password, so we might be able to access the other internet this year. But I love coming up there. I love broadcasting up in that area, shooting down. I mean, it's awesome to broadcast. One of my favorite places to come and broadcast is that gym. And there's a lot of history there. You know, I don't think a lot of people know this, but I believe, and I'll have to double check, and the correct information is there on the screen, but I believe Astronaut High School has won more state championships in all sports than the other Brevard County team. Now, I'll double check that, but I know that they are at the top of the list. If they're not first, they're certainly in the top three. Claire Pavick, Kimmy Tang, and Eliana Barnett here. Did I screw it up? I did. Say it. Eliana. Claire Pavick, Kimmy Tang, and Eliana Barnett here on Brevard Sports Network. It has certainly been a pleasure to have the Astronaut War Eagles. Stay tuned. Coach Diego Perez coming up next. Welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network as we continue with the Astronaut War Eagles volleyball team. And I tell you what, the girls were great, but now we have head coach Diego Perez with us. Coach, welcome back. I think this is your second year in a row back with Claire. First of all, before we start with this year, congratulations on a great year last year. I thought it was a phenomenal year. I thought you did a great job. Did you accomplish the goals you set out to accomplish in your first year?
I think we not just accomplished, but, you know, you have beginning of the season goals, middle of the season, end of the season. I mean, we got knocked out by the eventual state champions, probably top 2 or 3 teams in the state.
Yeah.
And like one of the girls said, you know, we never give up. In that game, we were down, I think, 24-16 in the last set and played the most impressive point of the entire match. So to be down 16-24, knowing that the match is over.
Right.
And we had, I think Claire had 3 digs in that point by their, you know, number 1 kid in the state, just bombed them. But we just never gave up, knowing if we win this point, then it is what it is.
You know, Santa Fe is, that is a really good. And you win a playoff game. You win a playoff game at home last year. You know, that was really cool. The Villages, right?
Yeah, the Villages
the
Charter.
Villages Charter, yeah. So that was really cool, man. And I was really happy for you because I know what it meant to go back after coaching there and then to have the success that you did. And, all right, so this year, you know, as you go into a program as a first-year head coach, a lot of times, you have seniors that are from other coaches and classes, but this team firmly feels like yours. This is your program now. This is, you know, your program is in place. What would you say your coaching style is?
I don't know. I think that I've been successful because I built the relationships with the players. Mm-hmm. So when I get I do get a little more hardcore at times. They don't take it personal. They know it's
right.
part of
coaching.
What we're doing. And, 5 minutes later, we're sitting on the sidelines cracking jokes, and they understand, like, we're here to try to win.
Yeah.
And that's the number one goal is win as many games as we can.
I love your coaching style, and I love the fact that your girls, a lot of times today, to be able to coach hard, and that's what I call it, coaching hard. To be able to coach hard is something that you just don't see anymore. But I think, I want to compliment you because I think you have a really nice mix of how you accomplish that. We talked to 3 seniors that I know you're going to rely on heavily this year. Tell me what your expectations are for Pavick, Tang, and Barnett this year.
Well, I think the harder part will be, their own expectations of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think my expectations are something that I know they'll be able to handle, but just trying to keep and I told them at the beginning of the season, it was great. We won districts for the first time in a long time. It's harder to win it again.
Yeah.
Because now it's not just you want to win it, but now there's a little bit of expectation to win it.
I mean, you're a sports fan. I mean, you not just volleyball. You're a fan of all sports, and you know how hard that is. Okay, outside of the 3 senior leaders we talked to here, who are some of the other girls that you're really going to have to depend upon this year? Because you lose some really good players too.
Well, we have 3 freshmen, and they're all going to play a lot.
Yeah.
So I've never thought I would say we'd be a young team when we have 6 seniors.
Right.
Because we will. We have 3 freshmen that are all going to get quality time, and they're all great. I mean, they've come in and really pushed themselves to be a part of this team. And I told them all, it doesn't matter if you're 14 and a freshman or about to be 18 and a senior. Everyone we play is going to be a varsity athlete. So everybody is now on an equal playing field. It's not like club where you kind of play in your one age group. Everybody is all equal, and it doesn't matter if you're 14 or 18.
I like that. I like what you just said there about doesn't matter if you're 14 or 18, everybody is a varsity athlete. And that's important because varsity, again, I love coaches that'll play freshmen, that aren't afraid to play freshmen. I just do because first of all, you're building for your future anyway, and I think the ability to trust a freshman like that says a lot about how comfortable you are, A, with your coaching, and B, to rely on your 3 seniors to make sure that things are going the way that they should. We're here with Diego Perez. He is the head volleyball coach for the Astronaut War Eagles. I want to ask you, because I asked the girls about this, volleyball in this county is so ultra competitive. I mean, it just is. I mean, we saw the last 2 years, 2 different teams go to the state championship. Both of them were a point away from winning a state championship. What do you credit the way volleyball is in this county? I mean, on any given night, you can take a team that might win 3 or 4 matches in a year, and they might take a set or 2 from you. They can surprise you. What do you credit all of this competitive volleyball to?
I mean, I think Eliana said a little bit. The coaches in the county have definitely grown, and there's a dozen of us that are volleyball people.
Right.
It's not just the teacher that coaches volleyball because no one else can. So that part of it's huge. I think the club aspect in the county has grown. I mean, we have 7, 8 clubs now in Brevard County that are. To walk into my gym this year, and see 25 club backpacks, that doesn't happen at Astronaut.
Right.
Like for freshmen, almost every freshman coming in had at least played something before. Where usually up in that part of the county, like the freshmen that are coming in you have to teach them the game.
Right. Right.
So we have 3 on varsity and 3 on JV. So the growing of the younger kids. Whether it's Apogee, whether it's IRE, Beach Wave, Countdown, Cape Coast, Volleytech. I mean, there's so many. Brevard Starlings.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many clubs now that kids are learning volleyball younger.
And great coaches, too, and they're all at the high school level, and then they all coach club. No, I think the coaching, and then the fact, I talked to a coach the other day, Diego, that had mentioned more players are playing, which is good. Let me ask you this. Will we ever see boys volleyball?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, boys volleyball in high school is a spring sport.
Right.
So the baseball in our county is so strong.
Right.
I mean, we have state championship caliber teams of in baseball. So
right.
I don't know. The other problem is with the Title IX. What female sport can we add?
Right.
If we add
flag football.
Flag football is what they're talking about now. We just talked about that at our coaches meeting.
Yeah.
Because flag football is a spring female sport.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, the Jacksonville area, the Orlando area, the Tampa area, and the Miami area are all pretty heavy in boys volleyball now.
Yeah.
But I will say, Cape Coast did just field a boys team for the first time.
They get enough. Did they get a lot of people?
20 boys come out.
That's
so,
awesome. Well,
so
it's great
so
to hear.
Maybe that'll be the start of, even if it's not high school, just to get some club boys. I know that Apogee had some boys that played a little bit.
Okay.
But before that, like Luke Taffer, who's an assistant at Maryland, had to go to Orlando to play.
Right.
Because that's if you wanted to play, you had to go somewhere else.
Yeah. No, I was curious because, I just think the level of competition, I would love to see it. It'd be another sport we could cover. Astronaut. We talked about this last year about what brought you back to Astronaut. What is it, for those that don't know, what is it about the Astronaut community, that school, Cheryl Shivel, all of it, that brought you back there?
First off, I left on good terms.
Right.
Right. So there was when the opportunity came and I made the phone call, they were like, "Okay, come in, let's talk." So it wasn't like I don't know, so that opened it up. But Miss Miller, the principal up there, she's been there now for 9 years, and she's really kind of brought back a lot of what the old Astronaut things. Her dad was a principal and for years in the area. The homecoming parade is something that went undone for 20 or 30 years, and now it's been 5 or 6 back.
That's nice.
They shut down all of Garden Street.
Yeah.
And, we probably have 40 or 50 floats. All the elementary schools, local, people just line up Garden Street, and you do this huge parade, and it ends with a bonfire at the school. So
like the way it should be.
Mare Island has a homecoming parade they've always done.
Right.
So just little things like that. She's really brought the community back.
Yeah, and that's important because those are things that the community looks forward to. They do it every single year. That's what gives you that, to coin a phrase from a TV show or a movie, that's a Friday Night Light feel. You know what I mean? That's what people like here with Diego Perez. So you got an opportunity to sit here and listen to your girls, and I asked them about you. So let's flip the script on them a little bit, shall we? Let's have some fun. All right. Tell me about Claire Pavick.
I think Claire is, and I think we've talked about it. I think she's one of the more underrated players.
I agree,
because she does things very nonchalantly.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't. It's not like when Matt Carter went up or when. Cassie Martin at Maryland, those girls, when they kind of approach to a ball, you kind of expect them to hit the ball hard.
Right.
Claire makes it look like she's just kind of nonchalant, but, she had 250, I don't know, you'll have.
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Something, she's a very underrated player, and not just on the offense, but I think she's one of very few elite serve-receive players we have in the county.
Before I get to Kimmy Tang, you and I have talked about serve receive, and before I forget to ask you this, what importance does serve receive play in volleyball? You one time I remember sent me a text about this, and I started watching that aspect of the game more. But what importance does serve receive play for those that don't know?
It's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I watched your interview with Sarah Vieira. She said, we haven't done anything but pass.
Right.
It's the reality. It doesn't matter if it's 10 years old volleyball or the Olympic national team. The teams that can pass are the teams that are going to win.
Yep. And I'm looking at here. Yeah, 339 career digs for Claire. Yeah. Their stats have been flashing up on the screen there. So Kimmy Tang had some nice things to say. What would you say about Kimmy?
Kimmy is the enthusiastic one.
Yeah,
she's definitely I tell them we need to have more energy. She's like the sarcastic. I'm gonna be now super super loud and energetic.
Right.
Because you told me to be.
Right.
So you heard. What do you like about Coach?
Everything. He's awesome.
Wonderful. We know that's not true, but no, she definitely buys into that, let's have fun. I've known Kimmy for a long time as well. She came to, my little kid camps when I coached at Astronaut back.
Really?
And actually, I told her, we were just talking about this on Friday, I owe her a box of Bunch of Crunch.
Okay.
for now like 8 years, and she never lets me forget it. So
Bunch of
I
Crunch.
told her on senior night I will have her
Bunch
box
of
of Bunch of Crunch.
Bunch of Crunch. What the hell is Bunch of Crunch?
You've never had Bunch of Crunch?
No.
They're little, like, it's like a Crunch bar, but in little ball forms.
Well, I'm gonna have to try Bunch of Crunch.
They're like the perfect movie theater snack.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try Bunch of Crunch, and I don't want to screw this up. Eliana Barnett.
You could just call her E.
E.
That's
E.
what
Barnett.
Everyone calls her E.
E.
Yes.
So how about E?
E's one of a kind.
Yeah.
I mean, she's every intangible. I think almost to the point where everyone around her just kind of expects her to play the ball.
Right.
So they don't go.
Right.
Because she will run through the wall to get to the ball.
Gotcha.
So she's the one that leaves practice or leaves games every day with ice bags because she's all over the
right.
place. So not just physically one of a kind, but, I mean, any leadership quality, human being, I mean, her family, she's one of a kind.
So kind of take us through, Diego, how you became a volleyball coach. I know I've asked you this before, but we always get first-time viewers, and I know a lot of these questions are repeats from previous interviews. But for those that don't know, how did you become such a student of this game and get to become a coach?
Well, a lot of people don't know, but it actually started at Marion Christian School.
Okay.
Right? So I went there, school there, and my sophomore year we went to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that student section. I was always a part of the student section. Really liked the game. I transferred to Rockledge, and Darren Bolton was the head coach.
Right.
And we've talked about this.
Yeah.
But I became the manager my senior year, and he kind of saw that I was really interested in the game and would help, as a manager, would be like, hey, help me run this drill, which normally it's just, shag balls. And
right.
So he kind of got me involved in the game a little more. And then when I graduated, I kind of ran into him the summer, and, he's like, if you want to come back and help out, you're always welcome. And I did.
Yeah.
And so I helped him out there. I helped him out at Cape Coast for a year, and then all of a sudden I got hired at Cocoa Beach as the JV coach, and
took off.
Took off from there.
Yeah. Weren't you in Eastern Florida too?
Yeah. So I did Cocoa Beach for 2 years, Astronaut for 5.
Right.
Eastern Florida, Vieira, and then back now to Astronaut.
That was a nice run you went on as an assistant up there at Vieira as well. Here with Diego Perez. All right, so let's find out a little bit about you. When you're not coaching volleyball, any volleyball, what do you do? What does Diego do? How do you relax? What do you do for fun?
Well, I mean, like you tell them, volleyball is year-round.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, you get, club's over in June. Yeah,
right.
July I work volleyball stuff.
Right.
I work at the University of Tampa, work in camps all, July. I work for the Florida region. I do the high performance all-star program.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that for like 8 years. I work at Publix. That's my my
That's
job.
your deal,
yeah.
Right. No, I got you.
And it works out. I work at 4 a.m., so I work
awesome.
4 to noon.
There you go.
And it gives me the ability to do my volleyball stuff.
I may have to think about that. I may have to think about it because I'm seriously thinking about just tacking something on in the mornings to kill time. Although I am like Kimmy, I like to sleep.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't get to do too much of that.
I was going to say, you don't get to do much of that. Take your Astronaut War Eagle hat off now because I want to talk to you about volleyball around the county. You are, you know the sport. You know the sport around the county. So talk to me a little bit about what we can expect to see this year from around the county, in your opinion.
Well, I mean, I think you've touched on it. I think everybody will soon find out that Izzy Stark is in Brevard County now. She's ranked, 1, 2, and 3 by the 3 biggest volleyball magazines as in the class of 24.
Yeah.
So I know Vieira is going to be, a much different team than they would have been without her.
Right.
After losing Sydney and Mac. And
right.
So, Vieira is going to be great. They're going to make a great run. They're playing a really tough schedule. Mare Allen got a transfer from Oklahoma. That's great. So they kind of reloaded in some other places.
She said she's running 14.
Yeah.
Which she says she never does.
No, because they lost. You got to try to figure it out. Right?
Yeah.
So, the level of Brevard County will stay towards the top.
Is there a team because your team will, win 17, 18 games. That's not going to surprise anybody. But is there a team out there this year that, Pete's team, what they're going to do every year, right? Darren's always going to have a competitive team that competes. Is there a team out there that you know of that might surprise some people this year? Like, I really felt like watching Coco play at the end of the year last year. They surprised. I thought they were.
I think they were a lot better than a lot of people gave.
Yeah,
them. I think Jay's done a really good job over there.
Yeah,
and they had a transfer kid last year who really helped them.
Yeah, she was, I think, from Michigan or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But is there a surprise team or everybody?
I think everybody has been progressively getting better.
Yeah,
so it's not really a surprise
I would agree
anymore,
with that.
But I think a team that is a very small school, and I might be a little biased, but I think Maryland Christian's going to have a really good team. In that 1A class. They got a brand new coach.
Yeah, Julie.
Julia's coming in and really kind of revamping. She's someone that was at Brevard County volleyball, then kind of left for a while. And now she's back. They got Lucy Williams from Bayside went over there. She's going to school at MICS now, and Tawny Shaw she's a junior, but she's going on year 5, right? Because you have that junior senior, so they're going to have a pretty solid team. For that 1A class is definitely attainable. It's
going to be weird not to see Clint Chupko on the sidelines.
He was there for a very long time.
I know.
And he was my math teacher when I went there.
Really?
So I've known Chupko for a long time.
They really did. I think he said he's going to stay on as the beach volleyball coach.
Yeah, I think so.
And but it's just going to be weird. I mean, I always say Coach Chupko won nearly 300 games over there. I mean, year after year after year, they were winning 20, 24, 25 games. I mean, it was.
He might have been, other than Sarah and Angie, probably the longest standing coach.
He was, yeah.
Because, Sarah and Angie are definitely, I think, 18 and 20 or somewhere around there. And then after that, there's a lot of new.
Clint Chupka.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Darren went from Rockledge to
Satellite.
So, but I mean, you go all the way back. I mean, you look in here on Max Preps, go all the way back. 2009 was his first year. So, that's
a long time.
Yeah, man. Diego, as we get set to wrap up this year, I know how proud you are of your girls. Where do you see the future of this program? Not just this year, but in 2 years, 3 years, you got these freshmen you're playing. Is this a program with you as the coach that you believe, starting with last season and what you were able to do, that you can one of these days be like the Vieiras and the Meridines you're sitting here talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I think my goal is just to keep getting more and more kids to play, right?
Right.
I think my second to last year there, first time around, we had 72 kids try out.
Wow.
Which for a school like Astronaut is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, Vieira gets 75, and it's insane, and they're a 6A school.
Right.
I mean, they have 3 times the students. So we had 72 kids in 2017. So that is kind of like a goal, is just to get it back to where we have
keep building
more and more kids. But like I said, we have 3 freshmen on varsity, 3 on JV. So the freshman class this year is pretty strong.
Good.
So just to keep that growing and
keep them loving the game and appreciating the game. And that's, with a coach like you, that's easy to do because you're really all about this sport and these kids in this community that play it. And you've done a lot for us, for me. I mean, you've taught me the game a lot. You really have. And I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, I'll go on screwing up a broadcast, and later on that evening, I'll get a text and say, hey, the next time. And you've been a tremendous help to me, so I certainly thank you for that. You're a Dolphins fan, right?
No.
What are you?
I'm not really an NFL.
You're Florida, right?
I'm a Florida guy,
Gators.
yeah.
Okay.
But NFL-wise, I'm more of a fantasy football.
I got you.
Whoever is on my team, that's who I like.
So are the Gators going to go to a bowl? Are they going to win at least 6 games this year? No, I think so.
I wish I could say yes.
I know. Oh, you're an honest Gator fan.
God, it hurts me to say it, but no, I don't think so. I think we said this last summer, and you asked me about Billy, and I'm like, I was all in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. Some of the things he does I like, but I think he might be in a little too deep over his head.
Yeah, this ain't raging Cajun country, that's for sure. Diego, thanks a lot, man, and thanks for making sure we were able to get this done before the season starts. I certainly appreciate you, and you'll see us a couple of times this year for sure. So I want to thank the ladies that came in, Claire, Kimmy, and E, for coming in. Claire Pavick, Kimmy Tang, and E Barnett, as well as Coach Diego Perez and Caleb Brown, who sets. If you've ever been here, we cram a lot into a little, and Caleb does a terrific job with that. So for the Astronaut War Eagles volleyball program, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody.